Try going over to YouTube for right now. Not sure what's going on with Discord, but I am trying to find out. And you should be able to get to me by going here. Yeah, there you go. We'll try that. We may have to shut it down and just jump back on afterwards. But anyways, guys, happy Tuesday. Today is the 21st of March, 2023. It's good to be back. I had a wonderful time in Fort Lauderdale. Man, do I miss out on really good food living way up here in the north of Florida. That's for sure. So much better food down there. Bigger city, a lot more people, a lot going on. It would be nice. We were talking about maybe we'll look to buy something down south just to visit a couple months out of the year when it gets cooler up here. I think that's a good idea. Anyways, what did I miss? I didn't miss a whole lot. Actually, I saw that you guys had some great trades yesterday. Melissa threw out a couple good trades there. We closed down AMD. It didn't quite get all the way where I wanted it to, but we still made a little bit of money. SPX looks like it's up today, so that looks good as well. What can we expect? So I hear there's some FOMC. If you guys didn't know, FOMC is like one of my favorite times to trade. Most people don't have a process around that. They look at FOMC or any kind of catalyst as an opportunity to sit on their hands. Nothing wrong with that. Just means you're being a little bit more conservative. But when you do apply supply and demand into those sort of catalysts, they actually should excite you. Basically, we'll create zones, wait for somebody to say something that will push price into supply or demand, and then we trade from those zones. So nothing ever changes when using supply and demand process, which is really cool. All right. So to me, that is the best way to approach the market. So let's go ahead and talk about it a little bit. These are some newer charts that I put together this morning. It got a little weird because I put in ESM23 and down here I went ahead and titled these. I'm gonna have to go back and look at a couple things. I'm used to just typing ES in here. This might be the first time in a very long time that I've seen something like that. But anyways, let's talk about it. We're underneath the cloud, right? So price came down into our support last week. We knew that. I feel like, trading here recently has been really good, a lot better than February. And you can see we came into that demand right there. Price moved down into demand. Then it created, okay, on the weekly, we created an inside week last week. Price did close within the body of this previous week right there. And then yesterday we went inside and up. So over 39.48 or so. Once we went over that level, you can see we're now pushing in to resistance. Resistance, why is this resistance? Well, a couple reasons. Well, because we have the cloud, it's kind of hard to see. That's the top of the EMA cloud. Here's another EMA, and there's the EMA. So this entire thing makes up this cloud right here, okay? And it's very, very wide. And what this tells me, okay, is when we are underneath it, it is resistance until proven otherwise. So what I'm doing is I'm giving you guys a couple levels. I want to see levels close over these levels, right? On certain time frames. So the day I feel like needs to close over, 4,012, 4,015. And far as like bulls are concerned, we could look at, potentially, they need a little bit more. So I would like to see them push over to the PMZ today and hold above that. Okay, and we'll get to that here in a second. So again, inside and up on the weekly, but pushing into the weekly cloud, which means it is resistance. Over here on the daily, I went ahead and put some rails on there. And you guys know I don't really like using this, but I love using it when I can show and maybe it resonates with you, right? So here we are, just a regular chart like you typically would see when I'm presenting these on the day. And you can see that we are also going double inside and up. Just in case you did not realize that, let me zoom in for you, okay? This is the mother candle. Okay, I use hollow candles or trend candles, and on the filled candles, they close at the bottom, so therefore it closed inside here. This one also closed inside the mother candle, and now we are moving up. So that is called a double inside and up. And as you can see, price is pushing into the top of the daily cloud, which is right here. And you notice that I have written this level here called resistance at 4,027, and it also lines up if you were to use crosshairs. There's several things going on here. You have this rail to the upside, which would be resistance or like a trend line, if you will. And so, yeah, we're just pushing into resistance here this morning. So bulls on the intraday need to show that they can get over that 25, 26, 27 area, somewhere in there. Okay. It's I believe highly probable that we can come up and smack it. And then the question is, can we actually hold it? All right. If we can hold it, then you need to think back what I just showed you on the week. We're getting into that cloud. Okay. So I do believe it's going to be choppy and a little bit bumpy. All right. Now we do have FOMC from what I believe tomorrow. So we're just kind of setting the playing field for this week. Okay. We're setting the playing field. All right. We'll get that all situated, and I cannot wait to trade it. I love trading it because I love to show everybody it is possible. All right. So we'll find those zones a little bit later on in the day. Currently up about 34 points or so. What does the market look like? Right? Where else are we? Here's the 4-hour. Notice 4-hour came into support. It pushed up into, again, this is 4-hour supply. Looking at the inside and down formation, we would draw a line here. I showed you guys this last week. Notice that we're hitting that right now. So another reason why we're moving into a little bit of resistance, okay? But the overall exuberance, I guess you could say, is bullish, right? So people are trying to hold these lines. And anytime that we have a supply level, and you could say, let's just call it resistance for some of you guys. Let's just say we have a resistance level. But the overall market has been, 3 or 4 days. It pulls back a little bit to about 23%, and then it bids back up. It's very bullish, right? Overall, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Then we are creating this uptrend towards resistance. Now, the best way to approach this is not be the person in the crowd that's like, oh, let's short it. And you're like, why are you shorting it? Because it's going up. It's been going up too much. Yep, my RSI indicator says so. Don't be that person. If you have a level, if it does something like this, just be aware. Okay, it's breaking through resistance. If you're thinking about shorting, I like it better towards, 2 different ways. If we break back down, okay, and then we pop back up, but we can't make a higher high over the pivot, boom, go short here. Sell call credit spreads, those type of things, and then look to cover as we come back down, probably into about, 36% or so. Okay. That's the best way, in my opinion, to approach a short. Don't try to short things just because. Okay. Look for something and then trade off of that. Well, then it gets to our PMZ, or the pre-market zone. Okay. The pre-market zone this morning is only 1.4. Holy cow, that's awesome. All right. And notice right now for the pre-market, on the PMZ, your pre-market zone, okay, right here, this little box, I like where it is, because if it cannot get above the higher high, then we just short it, right? Down into maybe, let's see here, what do we have? Let's find you guys a couple targets here to the downside. Right there and right here. And let's take this guy off. And then we just look down and to the left, kind of come over here by the arrows. And then as far as the upside goes, obviously right here. Now I want to give it a few minutes. I don't want to be too aggressive. I would call this, even though this is your PMZ and you could trade off of that, I would say that 40.21 by 40.15 is pretty neutral. And typically what we've been seeing in the market is they make it very difficult in the first, 15, 20 minutes or so. They make it really choppy. And so just be aware of that. I think, patience is key. Wait for the levels. My overall sentiment is buy the dip, but I prefer to buy the dip a little bit lower. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say there. And of course, I'll coach you, and I apologize for getting started here a little late. Discord's acting up just a tad. And the next one that I want to show you is going to be NVIDIA. So NVIDIA has a 3-day conference. And so it has a catalyst. Now, this is the chart. This is kind of crazy because we were going over this chart last week. I really liked it to 265. You can see we missed that target of about, I don't know, we were off about $1.50 since way back here, since it came into demand. And today, the conference, this is interesting from a supply and demand perspective. Well, everybody, is probably bullish on it, right? But you got to take into consideration the overall trend. It's been very bullish to the upside this entire time as it approaches a weekly and monthly supply zone. Okay, weekly and monthly supply zone. So it's actually going into a conference right before a supply zone, kind of like when they upgrade stocks and you look up and to the left and you see a supply zone, then you don't drink the Kool-Aid. Now in this case, what I'm going to tell you is I like Nvidia, but I prefer it down. And ever since we kind of drew these, price has been coming down a little bit. I would prefer it to get even deeper where people are like really confused. I think the conference starts at 11 or so. I like them to get really confused, like, oh, they're having a conference. Why are they going down? So I'd rather get close to this green arrow in here around 258 or so, maybe 259 and a half. We'll see. Okay. We'll see when it gets there, see what we want to do. We'll look at option prices. If they're too high and the premium's too baked in there, then I may do something like just buy a little bit of equity or something like that. Okay, guys. All right, we're also in SPX, and SPX is weird nowadays. When you buy it pre-market, it's like showing us up about 70%. We did buy the 4100s, and way out of the money just to see if we could continue this trend to the upside. But if you have the opportunity to take some profits and stuff, you guys do what you need to do on your trading. But overall, it is working out a little bit. We have about 1 minute left. I apologize, Melissa. I think if you want to go ahead and jump on the mic, it's all good. Let me pull over here to the ES and get us ready here. And I'm going to pull us right there. So what I'll tell you is it's okay to go long into supply. That line that I show you that should be resistance, if we break over it, use that as your support. What was resistance turns into support until it doesn't. So it's just one of those things where you're aware and you trade up. And by the way, it was freezing here while we were gone. I had to have my daughter like wrap our citrus trees up and stuff. Pretty crazy. Actually got cold in Fort Lauderdale the day before we left. Shocked. Somebody found out we had came from here and they're like, it's your fault. Oh yeah, so we are up about 84, 86% here on SPX. Really nice trade, guys. So we're almost up 100%, almost $5 per option here. I would put some stops in. It is possible that we see this thing, get to 4,100. We'll go back on Friday and go, holy crap, it's went from 2 to $25. That's kind of, I feel like that's the norm, but not easy. Not easy to hold these. Everybody thinks it's easy. It's not easy. Take some chips off the table. There we go. So we'll close out at $4.70. If it rockets to the moon, that's cool. We can always, what we could do is we could take some of these profits and then move into, if we still like the idea, I need to freeze, and I apologize, freeze the screen just for a second. All right, so SPX is at 399.92, and this is actually a good reason. I didn't take this into consideration yesterday. These are still off almost 30 points, guys. Actually, almost 35 points. And if I want 4,100 in the ES, then I'm actually looking for about a little bit less than that. Okay, definitely less than that. So I'm going to come over here and potentially put some profits into more like, 465 by 470 or something like that. Let's see here. I actually don't need to go out that long since tomorrow's FOMC. Give a little bit of room to breathe there. Hmm. Let's see, and if we move there, I would say I need to come over to SPX really quick. Okay, we're into a little bit of supply there. Let's say 450 by 460. Let's do that. Maybe 440 by 450. Let's see. Sorry guys, I'm talking to myself here. This is kind of like how I like to do things in the summer. Is not spend, even though I plan on spending the day with you guys, getting trades set up that I can just kind of sit on and let them work for themselves. So let's see if this goes at 50 cents. Let's see. This is a 440 by 450 by 4060. Trying to see if this will go at 50 cents. It's 50 by 90. So it could go up just a tad. Might be too difficult though. Sometimes you got to bid up a little bit. Okay, there it goes. All right. And so if we almost made 125, 6 times 4. So yeah. And I would plan to add one more time. Some room, and the risk is only 1/4. There we go. All right, cool. So there's that. We'll get that out of the way. Google still looking good. Somebody I think said that they had a downgrade, which means they'll probably go up. Yeah. let's see. Okay, that was 80% at 470. Got it. I was trying to. All right, XLV looking good. Sorry, guys, just trying to catch up with my positions here. Gold is at 142%. Was about 200%. And let's see, J&J is up as well. Just a tad. Everything's looking pretty good. I mean, if anything, I would put in, you know, some maybe some trims for the Google, just in case. We'll put those on the side. For ES, I don't know why, Chris. I thought you had the indicators. Hmm. Oh man. Let's see. So weird. You leave on vacation and everything changes. I can't even leave for 3 days. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, AMD shot right back up. Trying to be patient, folks. A lot of people getting super bullish up here into resistance, so mm, doesn't mean they're wrong. So one thing that I got to see while I was in Fort Lauderdale is we took one of the boats. We didn't r- we took a boat, right? We captained it and took it around Fort Lauderdale and almost to Miami, but we didn't realize that there's like no wake zones because of the manatee, so it's a really slow process. So we literally just kind of putted around for almost 6 or 7 hours or something like that. It was beautiful though. Very nice homes to look at. It's just really neat to see all the boats, man. You would never see boats like that. I shouldn't say never, but you hardly see boats like that here where we live. I mean, it's just the money down there is just crazy. A skateboard. Yeah, for sure. I'm watching a video over here on the right hand side. And let's see. Made some decent money already this morning. Almost it's kind of wild, man. Like I said, I feel like the portfolio, meaning just my positions that I have, they've really worked out for me. On down days and up days, having mixed bag of trades here. I have some calls, I have some puts, but overall, not bad. My wife, unfortunately, is not feeling well. She got really sick again. Second trip we went somewhere. We were talking about conspiracy theories yesterday, and we were like, are they making it to where like you can't go anywhere without getting sick? Jeez, man. We were thinking about you, Roberto, when you went to France not too long ago, and Melissa. And isn't that isn't that crazy? Like Ashley's really sick. I was like, I thought it was just because we partied a little bit, had some drinks, but she's got a fever and like coughing up a storm, and I feel really bad for her. But Fort Lauderdale was cool. I liked it, Melissa. The food, we had such good food, and I don't know how we ended up. The first night we ended up at some club that was like all the teenagers from spring break. It was disgusting. We left really fast, but when I say fast, like 30 minutes, we try to enjoy it. But I mean, just walking up to it, it was like sick people everywhere, and we're just like, what is this place? But then we finally we found something a little bit more conducive to what. Yeah, well, it's kind of funny because our neighbors were like, before they came here, she was on Google or something. It was like, one of the top searches is where do older people go in Fort Lauderdale? So, oh, goodness, man. So you were watching, sorry, I was trying to remember. Okay, JPM. Trying to round out here. And NVIDIA continues to pull back. Ooh. Well, speaking of years, we were on. We were making fun. I was making fun of myself, and people were making fun of me for flying Spirit. Um, my daughter was like, "That's when your spirit leaves." I was like, thanks, honey." Yeah. So this is the first time I ever flown with them. The flight was actually nice. It's more about the intro into getting on with them. It's crazy. It's busy. Seems a little unorganized, but at the end of the day, it was good flight, but my ears, all of our ears, it felt like the flight back, they didn't have the cabin pressurized as well. Um, yeah, weird, right? But all of us, all three of our ears were hurting. And so this morning, that same right ear that was bothering me from New York, same thing. So I can hear, but it's got that gurgle feel. Man, Oh, dang. Where are you right now? Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Man, my buddy Kyle was asking me, he's like, how do you feel like after the trip? Do you feel like one thing you could take away, like that, we don't want to be ever keeping up with the Joneses. Um, that's one thing that we really appreciate where we live. There's a lot of money, but nobody really cares to show off. Oh yeah, that's what I was about to say. So I was like, well, over there, it's obviously about what you look like, from the outside. Um, there's some absolutely beautiful homes. But one thing we noticed when we were going around is like nobody's outside having a good time. I don't know if they're just big or in Switzerland. I mean, seriously, with that kind of money, I mean, we found there's a house out there for 125 million. Yeah. There's one for sale. Oh yeah. We're in all that resistance, right? See what happens. Right into the PMZ. Let some candles close out. So I know I have I'll be at Simpler on Wednesday tomorrow for, let me just make sure that I have this on here. Make sure what time it is. But I have a gentleman who's put in like my doors and all that kind of stuff. We have him putting the tongue and groove in the office and doing some other projects in here. So I'm really gonna have more of a scheduled approach this week. I'll let you guys know. Like, if he's in here, I'll probably tell him, sorry, that I'll just be working from like 8 to 9:30, right? And then or 10, whatever we can do, and then he'll come in here and work. And I'll probably create some kind of setup in my living room if I really need to. But with the FOMC and everything, I find it to be, I love these weeks. So they're going to set us up, and then we're going to find those zones, and it's really going to be pretty straightforward. We wait until those zones are hit. And I don't even know, so the FOMC, is this something that he's getting on the mic, or is it something that's just notes? Anybody know? Okay, gotcha. So it should be fun. Mm-hmm. All right. So it should be fun then, right? Yeah, so we should be able, I mean, honestly, it's probably the zones that we haven't checked here, to be very honest with you. Like, I feel like it would be this support zone right now. And I put support guys because I don't know if this will end up being an inside and up week. So I changed my verbiage real quick and said, okay, support. And then right here, I put resistance and supply is up here. We could come down to the mid at 41.15, but I'm going to bring it up just a tad. And I think these are if they push this today and get us to like a midpoint, right? So you just measure between the zones and say that's like a 50, then I think these are the zones that are in play for tomorrow. We'll just kind of wait. Oh, she's speaking in 8 minutes. She's gonna make the market go up. Yellen. Yeah. Could have had Tesla on the list today too. Up $8. They've been staying really strong. Really strong. Mhm. I'm gonna come up here and look at their chart actually. I had a 191.24. Okay, so they're above the DC. They're entering the ACDC. 212 would be the ACDC on that. What do the 212s look like today for this week? Hmm, only 38 cents. I'm gonna buy a couple just for right now. What are you doing? Come on. That's weird. I think I got a partial fill, so my bot's not. It's not popping up yet, but I got a partial fill on the 210s. It's annoying. Uh, what did it fill at? 38 cents. If it drops a little bit more, it should fill. There it is. Lotto on this. Let's see. Listen to Petty really quick. Hey, Yasmin, come here, baby. You look dirty. We left, and remember, our backyard's just straight up dirt. So I think my daughter's probably let them out a couple times. They look like they stayed out there a while. They look like a whole different tent. How you feeling, babe? Just your throat and stuff, or what? On on Discord, I don't know why, but it only went to 20, it's only allowing 25 people but that makes no sense because I reset it. I might have to turn off my computer and turn it back on, but for right now, I'm streaming to YouTube. Nice random bottom and right from the PMZ and up. So that should bode well for butterflies. But this is an area when you're learning how to sell call credits or go short. To me, the perfect setup is when it rounds out. A lot of people go short here, they get stopped. But this is better risk to reward, if you would. I'm not saying to do this, I'm not saying it's going to work. What I want you to remember is don't try to buy and go short down here. Try to go short here with a tighter risk. You know what I mean? I feel like your reward is better. Also, going long from the PMZ, you could see is already giving you, almost 10 points or so. So nice job. Got 45 points out of the NQ. Very cool. How are you guys been trading? How was yesterday? Yesterday was like a whirlwind for me, man. We had a little bit of tequila. I love like tacos and stuff. So we had like the birria tacos that you dip, on the sauce. Oh my God, you can't get that down here or up here. So I was in heaven. And then I got like some flank steak with chimichurri and like tequila, the best tequilas, man. Oh, wonderful. I mean, there's so many good tequila drinks. We found like strawberry and basil, black diamond, some of the coolest ones. I'm like, yes, I already miss it. What's Google doing? Up $1.20. Okay. Hey, thank you. And Tesla, as far as like intraday, you're coming up. You may get 193 to 193.22. Might be a good little place to trim if you want to take off some profits. Nvidia, I was looking for it. It almost came down into my box. Didn't quite get there. Turned around, but it's better to wait for the pullback. Um, trying to take it on the open. Mid has been very strong for a while. Plugs up today. Hmm, okay. No, I just need to figure out what's up, baby? All right, the PMZ doesn't work here. Possibly we'll try like a scalp short or something. Let's see. I just don't know how much of a move we're gonna get today. I feel like we're in the middle of the curve, between those two major zones that I showed you guys. You know, hmm And you can see we came up and popped and hit resistance, and came right back down. So that really is a big level for us today. I mean, you could say we could scalp short, until price can hold over 40.26, or we could sell call credit spreads, you know. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta look at the bigger for me, the bigger picture today. It's like, okay, if it goes under PMZ, cool. But we came up and smacked these levels and Thanks, man. Yeah, but also the documents that were supposedly sent to marketing. This is the second time they did that. Did the same thing with Amazon last week. And it shows you guys the strength in the market. They downgraded Google's um, price target, something like that. And this thing has just been straight money from the PMZ. It's moved 101.36 to 102.60. I should have been on top of that since we were so close to our iron condor and just traded to the upside there to make some money. But it's all good. Yeah, I'm gonna get out for flat. I don't really like this trade. It's too tight. Should made it just a tad bit wider. But it's Tuesday. Anything can happen. So I'm gonna leave it right there. All right, let's see what we got for PMZs. We got any trades? Amazon looking nice. Snow, AMD. Let's go over to Amazon really quick. I like a better about 99.62. Let's go over to NVIDIA. See if it's time yet. I don't think so. What's that, baby? Yeah, you can try. I think I'm gonna shut down for a minute just to see if my Discord will reset. I'm gonna try one more thing. I don't understand. I've set it to the max user limit. Or we could have said Adam just to stay long in Google, right? You know what I'm saying? Nice little move though. Either way, it's been a great trade, man. I'm very sad that I lost 1%. in my allocation. Such a loser. How about at 80? Didn't it get all the way down to like 80 something? I think I feel like at the end of the year, all of these will look back and long-term trades holding true on some of these big names will look really nice. We'll see. This week, it's a great idea. Next week could be a horrible idea. That's trading for you. Melissa, did you say it closed below 129.82? Okay. Gotcha. I found a boat in Fort Lauderdale that I should have bought, Adam. Let me see if I can find a picture. I want to show you guys. Some of these people are just like ridiculous. This is about where I feel like we might see what happens here, but I feel like it could be a short back down to 39.89. I mean, if the market's really powerful here, then maybe it's just an inside candle, but it really does feel like a reset should be down there. Ooh, I'm freezing. Alexa, what's the temperature? Alexa, what's the temperature? Whoa. It's 52 degrees Fahrenheit. Golly. Expect a high of 65 degrees. Would you also like the current humidity? No. 52 degrees. Here's just two boats that I came by. These are boats, guys, not like yachts. Yeah. I mean, it's called. Oh yeah, it's yeah. So this is called Spectra, and it's 222 feet, man. And the guy is big into 007. I mean, the other one, this little one, which really isn't that little. I just like the paint scheme on it. It's kind of neat. They had a lot of matte colors down there I thought were kind of cool. But yeah, pretty neat, man. And I still feel like these are like small ones. I mean, I miss my little trim again. It's okay. Um, who's into sailboats? Um, Sailboats are pretty neat. Just the idea of them, I think. Oh, another thing we did is we went up on the not up on it, but we were riding around the um, cruise ships. Oh my God, those things are huge. So I took this picture because I thought it was funny. It's like this is called the Arrow, another person's boat. And you, if you look down where they open up the bottom there, that person's like polishing the floor. It just gives you a perspective of how big that boat is. It's in that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that thing is huge, man. I see JC's on the mic, so I'm gonna listen over here for a few. See what he's up to. I know he was on vacation too. Oh man. So we should get some kind of little move on I'm gonna trim some of your JPM because I bought more. I don't need a whole bunch. And then Ashley's account. Let's see. It went down as soon as I said that. Damn it. It trimmed, it just wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. That's weird. Oh well. I'm going to let's see. I'm just gonna do hopefully you didn't buy any SPYs or anything, did you? No. So I just trying to short here out of the money. Inside candle on the ES. We'll see what happens. Might not do anything. Just gonna close the video. It's not doing anything. They have their conference. I think their conference kicks off in 30 minutes, guys. I like 30 minutes. See if it gets a one more. Yeah. I'm gonna see if we get one more dip and then I'll buy again. Disney. He's going over. No, just kind of going over thoughts and macro ideas and stuff like that. I did. Yeah. Yeah, It's it's yeah, my ad right here. Let's see. We'll see what happens. I'm not upset if I'm wrong. I feel like we're not getting any really big percent gains. All of mine, yeah, all of mine are coming from like holding stuff and adding, but like on intraday trades, unless I'm trading SPX, it's just pretty boring. I guess nobody tried the SPX trade I took yesterday. That was a nice trade. I think it actually went over $5 this morning. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shut down my computer really quick to see if it helps. Well, I guess I can do it later since I'm on YouTube. Video 265. Hmm. Hmm. Oh goodness. You must have had an order in. I'm gonna make a note under your trade. I'm about to close mine as well. It's a nice trade. Trimming as well, sorry. That's what I meant to say. This is where I prefer, I probably should have just made that a call credit spread. Because, I mean, out of the money SPYs are down 46%, and it's hardly moved. It's almost like they just kill premium. Yeah, it's weird. On a 4 hour. All right, I'm gonna keep scanning here and see if I can make some quick money. Let's see what are my boys in Canada doing. No positions long for this guy. They're short NC and Meta. When I'm long XPEV. When I'm short SI and PDD. Guys, Melissa messed up again. We should go all in on that SPY short. Just like the 18 contract one. Let's do 100 contracts. 200 contracts. Let's see. Which one do I want to do 200 contracts on? Out of the money, 1 penny. Uh, that'd be great. That'd be great if you just took a guess and took a trade. Bought like 200 contracts at a penny and it just dumped. And they have to actually look into you. They're like, sir, you made $2 million on a $200 investment. Did you have any insider info? Honestly, I did not. I had zero idea. Yeah, it should be based off the ones you just took, right? Oh, it is? Oh, dang. That's how it messed up. Okay. Okay. That Damn it. Damn it. Should have went all in, man. It's funny. You should just close them all at 20%. I mean, just to get back to your normal position. I mean, for peace sakes, for just being at peace and not worrying too much. Yeah, it's been going up for a while though, hasn't it? A little bit. I haven't looked at it, so I could be totally wrong. It just feels like in the back of my head, banks have been running since they dropped that day. Mm-hmm. Just heard John say something about Microsoft. I have not looked at Microsoft in ages. I think it was on a tear the last several weeks. You mean in your portfolio? Like, mm-hmm. Yeah. Eh. Yeah. I think it's easier when if you're a bull by nature, having short positions on for long term and being, yeah, and trading the long side during the day. So you wait for the pullback to go long, trade the PMZ to go long, keep keep the short ones for long term at a smaller, not smaller risk per se, but like a lot of time and out of the money, so you're not stressing out all the time. Not that crazy out of the money, but several strikes. I'm kind of bummed. I probably should have sold all of my gold at 200% at $4, and now it's at 280. But um, I don't know. I don't know. For me, Microsoft looks like it wants lower into 266 by 260, maybe. Let's see. It's hard, right? You don't know what's going to be said today or tomorrow, whatever. So, and we're in the middle, honestly, guys. We're in the, like that's how they're going to do it. It's better to wait for the zones to to trade off of, but kind of like what we're talking about. If I were like hedge or going on the put side, kind of counter trend. The 260s are 94 by 96. So 265 by 260 cost me $1. Oof, cold, man. This is crazy. Was trying this long out of the PMZ guys, so I'm trying to make money back on the SPY Lotto to the 393 side. Let's see if I can pay for that. Can you guys hear me? Blah, blah, blah. And Tesla was up about 25, 30%. Okay, good. Oh, man. Gold's kind of. I really like this J&J as well. Let me look at it one more time. I am. No, I am. I'm up just 10%. It's a long-term trade, 60 days out. 59 to be exact. 155 is by 165. So I was thinking about adding, but I need to look at the chart. I don't think we've done much. No. This is exactly, we're just in this channel. The bigger trade I think comes over the weekly edge, 155.50. Yeah. On the mic on the micros, I'm already long. Yeah. And I widen my stop. My stop's at 40.15. Yeah, 40.15. But I mean, this is a place where I personally think we should go down. So I'm a little I am in at 40.20 flat, man. 40.20 flat. Yep, yep. It's actually my first trade in the futures today. What's SCHW? Is that Charles Schwab? So all these pullbacks in the banks were just somebody was a canary to push retail into think the world was coming to an end, and then they all ripped. Isn't that what happened? Yeah. It's crazy because I could sit up here and tell you that this is going to happen for the rest of your life, but many of you will still continue to, for some reason, you know, drink that Kool-Aid, even at the bottom. So just remember, well, so news is okay, right? But just question it. Why are they giving you such bad news when shit's already dropped so much, right? And then why are they giving you so much good news when things have been ripping? So be careful. I just think you trade the structure and 2 to 3 days in, you're already making profits if you're trading the zones right. And then we just, you know, just be careful. You start hearing people get super bullish. The news is like, oh, the market can never go down, and that's when I start feeling a little bearish. You know, feel a little on edge. Sorry, Melissa, I just had to do something real quick. I'll be right back.